Hey class, welcome to the halfway mark of this summer's session of music appreciation. And I know it's been a rough 4 weeks and hope that you are caught up on all of your assignments and that you're able to finish the next 4 weeks and with good grades and not get too behind. I wanted to address the fact that some of you might be getting behind, and so just text me or email me if you have that happen. That way I know to give you a little extra time, because I know that it's hard to get everything in every week, but just know that every week is full of the same amount of work. And so if you don't have time to do 1 week's work, chances are you're not going to have time to catch up the next week and do that week's work. So we want to, if you are behind, get caught up and stay caught up. So try to chisel out some time in your schedule to spend getting caught up so that you don't stay behind. Because I'll give some grace, but I don't want you to, I can't, at the end of the semester, everything has to be done by week 8. All right, so just wanted to also let you know that I'll be catching up on grades this weekend. I've been sick and I've not been able to be on my computer much just because I haven't felt well. And so I'm feeling better now, so 2 antibiotics later, I am on the mend. So I'll be catching up on grades. I want to direct your attention to something that you all have been told about in the syllabus, but I haven't really faced it directly in a video. So I'm going to switch screens, actually pause so I can get to the right screen now. Okay, class, as you can see, I am in the Moodle course now. Here's what your week 5 should look like. And so I've got some just general characteristics of the Baroque era in music. And then we go into a section of just the non-listening assignments. And this is just an interesting little picture. You're not responsible for this information. I just wanted to put it on here. Basically what this grid is saying, that all of this red was what was going on with Italian opera. Here, this with Purcell is what was going on with English opera. And these 2 little bitty slivers right here were what was going on with French opera. So as you can see in the Baroque period, the majority of it was centered around the Italians. And then we go into connect listening assignments. You have 4 pieces that I'm asking you to listen to this week. None of them are very long at all. It should not take you less than probably 15 minutes to listen to all 4 of them. But you're going to listen to them in different ways this week. First, you will have your connect assignment that you'll have to listen to 100%. Don't forget that part. And then submit it, because it won't give you points unless you do that. And you'll have to do that for all 4 of these. But then when you get down here into your Ed Puzzle assignments, I have corresponding videos, kind of like I did last week. And but these have little quiz questions within each one of them. So you're not having to do a discussion forum this week. Just kind of wanted to mix it up last week with your discussion question, which I have yet to grade because of my sickness. So when it asks, I want you to listen to like the Little Fugue by Bach. Listen to it, look at the analyzation of it as you're listening. It's just a few minutes, 3 minutes long, and then watch the video. And the video is different. I'm going to put a different twist on it so that you're able to experience it in a different way. This is actually a live performance from a production of the whole opera, but it's just the segment of the performance that is the aria. And then this is actually an orchestra playing the La Primavera. And this is actually a chorus, a live performance video. And so I always found that those videos helped us to remember things better. I know that I'm a visual learner, and so any video that I can post for you through Ed Puzzle are always going to be beneficial. So there are questions and you will receive grades. I think this one is 10 points, 10 points, and these are 7 and 8, I think, because I only had 125 points to give. So that's kind of how they broke down this week. All right, your class resources. I put your checklist under class resources this week, so it didn't take up so much room. Oops. Well, I thought it was here. Hang on, let me pause. I know I've made your checklist. I'm just not sure where the contents are, and so just check back on that in that tab earlier. But this is where you're going to find it, and hopefully I can find what I created. Last time I looked, it was there, so I don't know what happened. All right. The next thing I want to talk about down here under resources, I have a live performance opportunities page. So I'm going to open that now, and this is something that you can print. I'm pretty sure this is a page that you can even open up on your phone, so it's very friendly. It's not in a PDF or any kind of document form. And so I wanted to give you these. These are the ones that I know of, and these are all performances and shows that I am aware of in the Rocky Mount area. If you don't live in the Rocky Mount area, then obviously you need to be looking for something near you. And it needs to be within the time frame at least by the 3rd week of July, so that you can have time to fill out the grade and get it turned in to me. So the first one I need to draw your attention to, especially because it is this weekend. It is this Friday and this Saturday night. And it is Willy Wonka Jr. And so this is by a group called Activate Drama, which they've been doing summer plays for the last 6 years, of which I've directed many, many of them. And these kids are top-notch. Their director is Danelle Colley, a very close personal friend of mine. And these kids have been in a 2-week music camp, basically. And so this is the culmination of all their work for 2 weeks. Next on their docket is Into the Woods. It will be full length. You see that July 15th and 16th. Everything I have listed here, unfortunately, involves the ticket. So I'm only asking you to go to one, so you can see which one you like, which one fits into your schedule. Hopefully one of them will. And you need to plan on going to that concert early enough to either buy a ticket, early enough to park and get inside and find your seat so that you're seated before the show starts. You can't leave early. You have to stay for the whole thing. Some of them are only 75, 80 minutes long. Some of them are over 2 hours long. But you guys go to movies all the time, so this is not that big a deal for you to go to a musical for 2 hours. It'll be very entertaining. Into the Woods features 2 of my former voice students as the baker and the baker's wife. And there are several of those cast members that are my former students. I've directed in many plays. And so this is the full length. Sometimes we've just done the junior, but this is the full length play involving adults. This is not just children or students. 7 Brides for 7 Brothers is another full length play down in Wilson. I've directed for this group as well. I'm sure it'll be full of lots of great dancing and great live orchestra pit. None of the rest of these will be live orchestra except probably School of Rock, which I think School of Rock is done with all live musical instruments on stage. This will be a high level of excitement. This features a couple of my former students as well. I had a lot of students in Rocky Mount, and they're all fabulous, and so I know you would enjoy that one. I'm pretty sure that one's not a full-length play. I think, maybe over an hour, but I don't think it's past 2. And then James and the Giant Peach Jr. is later. Notice these 2 are the same weekend. And also Into the Woods and 7 Brides are the same weekend. So anyway, just make your choices. You got 3 different weekends to go to something unless you find something better. You just need 1 live performance credit. Make sure you pick up a program. I'm going to pause so that I can figure out what else I need to say. Okay, one more time. I'm in the Smart book now. This is where you find your Learn Smart activities each week. And so I want to make sure, this is our 3rd one, but I just want to make sure that you know how to get around this section. If you want to search for a section, do it in the table of contents. But if you just want to read and skim the high points of the chapter, I highly recommend that you do this in the ebook, which is what I'm looking at now. And so you can scroll through every page of your book. And so just make sure that you do all of the Baroque period. This is actually not exactly at the beginning, but it should say at the beginning of, I think that's where we were, the beginning of the Baroque period. There you go, part 3. So once you've read all that, you can read it on here, you can read it in the hard textbook, whatever you like. But then it's time to go to the Learn Smart activity. And I know it's not called that in this particular screen, but it is the practice section. Now, when it says down here 42 items left, that means I got to answer 42 questions. Now, if you are unsure and if you have no idea, it's not going to give you the credit if you read about it. And so if you're reading about this and you come back to the question and then answer the question, this number is not going to change, just so you know. So you need to know it before they're going to pass you on to 100%. Just like before, your 100% has to be reached before all of these other things are open. All right, and before the test is open. So this is where you start. And this is your page for week 5. And so this is where you start and listening, and your test will be on there. I just haven't quite finished with the assignment of it yet. It's ready to go. It's just I haven't made it visible to you. It will open Saturday. And just so you know, it'll be kind of like last week. And I hope that that was okay. I'll figure out what's going on with that checklist and get it fixed. And then I just want to encourage you in this last few seconds just to make sure that you complete all of your assignments. Don't leave any out, no matter how small they are, because every point counts. It is a 10-point scale. You must get a 91% to get an A. You must get an 81 to get a B. And if it's a 90%, you will get a B. If it's an 80%, you will get a C. So I just need you to be aware all those points count, and don't leave any assignment out, whether it's Edpuzzle or Connect or your test or any listening. Do them all. Set time aside so that you don't lose those points. Remember, you have 125 points per week. If you miss 20 of those every week, you're automatically going to have like an 80% in homework, and you're going to have to do awfully well in tests to do better than an 80% if you're not doing the homework. So just make sure that you complete it all and get it all turned in on time. And so I hope if you have any questions, just call me or email me and I'll reply just as quickly as possible. Keep learning. We're in the 17th century now, and we're going to move pretty fast in the next 3 weeks. So I hope you're learning a lot and having fun doing it.